think I'm live. I appear to be live. It's possible that I'm live. I think I'm live. I hope I'm live. It would be good. It would be good if I was live. Actually, let me just check this cable. As far as I recall, we had cable problems. Oh, I'm live. Brilliant. Okay, we'll let this intro run through. It's educational. It's edutainment. As per usual, it is Monday. Welcome to the SciFiAIguy Monday night stream, in which I play games with sci-fi/AI components and pick them apart from an academic perspective as best I can. With swears. I'll swear a lot and I'll drink cordial and soft drink. Supplied to me by Crafty Devious. I'm very thankful. Very thankful. Oh, we have a good round boy. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Oh, cordial. Delicious. Delicious cordial. Oh, we'll wait a few minutes. Wait for folk to roll in. Whew. Hopefully this intro sequence runs again. It's very educational. Oh, it's reminding me what happened last time.
Neo San Francisco, 2064 AD. The world thrives on a constant flow of groundbreaking technology.
It's voiceover.
Cybernetic augmentation and
never remember
genetic
his
modification
name. The
allows
voice
the
actor who does the
repair and
voice of
enhancement of almost
Hermes
any part of a human body.
Futurama.
Millions of
I
people
first
jack into
saw
virtual
him
worlds
on-
every day to work, play,
Was it
and
Mad?
connect with one
Back
another
when Mad
with
had a
advanced brain-to-machine technology.
Sketch comedy show. Was it
Easier
Mad?
access
It might have
to
been Mad.
genetic
At any rate, there were
modification
several
leaves
actors
hybrids walking
in that
the
that I have,
streets,
seen
looking less human
doing other
every
stuff
day.
later. So it seemed to be a proving ground.
However,
at least from my
some can't
perspective,
keep up with
future
the
avenues of
fast-paced
comedy.
changes
And he was one
around
of them. Anyway, this voiceover sounds like that dude. Can't remember his fucking name.
They say that ROMs, now commonplace thanks to parallax, are leading humans to a place where we can never
Well,
come
you know what they
back,
say, two wrongs don't
using
make a
the
right.
survival skills
Oh,
that we
I did
have
not think of
relied
that joke.
on for millennia.
That's not my joke. I did not think of that joke.
Relationship organizational managers are compiled with virtual intelligence and can
my
see
voice.
through
Well,
light in their
this
interactions.
good round
But
boy
despite
pointing out
the
that my
marketing
voice is getting drowned out by the
and their
dialogue a little. This intro is louder than the game
brainless
itself.
machines.
Also, I don't have access to the volume controls yet. But no, very good point.
Seek
Press
to
button twice
smooth
to skip. Well, I will. So remember we scooched the volume last time and it was okay? So I think it's just the intro that's a problem. Hey! Alright, cool. Continue! So I have SciFiAIguy and go home. Yes, because I have to go home. That's alright, the continue save appears to be in the correct spot. Let me check options anyway. Yeah, this all looks fine. Screen shake. Oh, virtual cursor. Okay, so that's interesting. So last time we played, it was a matter of scrolling around, well not scrolling around, sort of flicking between options orthogonally using the controls, trying to find which things were selectable. And it was reminiscent of a DVD menu, but you're trying to find an Easter egg that you don't know is there. Or that you know is there, but you're not sure which axis you can achieve Easter eggage on, I guess. Virtual cursor might be okay. I suppose I can always turn it off. So I'm going to turn it on, and let's see how it goes. Oh. Well, it's 7:05, so we'll probably make a start shortly. I'll just take another sip of beverage. Get my whistle wet. Alright, so let me just spend a moment trying to recall what happened. We're a writer, a failed writer in this game. It hurts, it stings, it's a painful one. Brutal blows to one's thorax. Unfinished novel, working review jobs, reviewing a pair of headphones that I have yet to put down. I've tried to apply them to almost everything in my apartment, and to my horror, many things were compatible with this set of headphones, so I wrote it a good review. And then I went to bed after submitting said review, and then I woke up and there was a robot in my apartment. Little blue bobblehead robot that seems pretty keen. seems pretty keen for me to help them out. And their creator, a friend of mine, ex-high school buddy, something like that. He works at Parallax, which makes ROMs, and this ROM he's made is sapient. And now people are trying to come and get the ROM and kill him or something like that. But the ROM legged it. Oh, Turing. Turing is the name of the bobblehead ROM. Yes. All right. And we've just inspected... No, I want vibration. We've just inspected the apartment. So, I dare say we can go home. Yes. Well, I mean, of course, it didn't take much to load, because there's not much to load, because it's a very, very simple game. All right, sick. Let's do it. Yeah, let's open the inventory again. ID card, super spoiled milk, which I have yet to find a use for, and those damn headphones. All right. So I turned on a cursor, and I don't appear to have one. Did I not? Did I turn it off? Hang on. Opciones. Right. Virtual cursor. Okay. Okay, so now it's this. We'll try this. It does mean pixel hunting. I mean, I can always flick between them. Yeah, look at this. I wouldn't have necessarily seen the ROM parts. You know what? I'm going to turn it off, because I think it's going to be quicker. Even though the navigating around the room using the buttons is weird, I think it's probably better, because then I won't miss anything. It is an adventure game, and I am terrified, fucking terrified of missing something important. As I should be. Alright. Continue. Okay. Map. Nope, those are photos. Map. Oh. It tells me now. That's of note. Am I about to get shanked? Oh, chapter. Oh, wow. Okay. So that was the prologue. I think I remember seeing the word prologue. Okay. So now it's the 21st. Is that true? Does that... I think
you know your Crassula ovata isn't doing very well.
Is that my plant?
Have you been overwatering it?
I wouldn't know. I'm a slob and horrible. My what? Well, sometimes things just rattle out of you, and I have no idea how to respond to it. Or don't plants need lots of water? I'm going to go with that because, you know, I would have assumed... Well, I guess it depends on the plant, but I'm gonna play a guy that doesn't know that. Maybe I wasn't writing a novel that had anything to do with plants. No research. Oh, Place of Old, hello! Welcome. Alright, no, all good. It is okay if you're late. We have literally just come home. So I tried to do the recap, tried to remember what happened last fortnight, actually. Shit, because I didn't play last week. And yeah, we left that person's place, and now we're back home, and I'm being lectured on how to take care of plants. So let's find out. Do plants need lots of water?
It's actually a succulent, and since I'm assuming you leave this window open all the time, it should get more than enough water just from the occasional rain blowing in.
Succulent.
Speaking of the rain, your decorative plant may be doing poorly, but the mildew in your drywall is flourishing.
Thank you. The plant's name is Wilty. I got it from a friend a couple months ago. Mildew, time to give the landlord another call. We have more important things to worry about. I think the third thing is true, but the fact that we're conversing about the various flora flourishing / not flourishing within my home, instead of discussing our missing mutual friend. It's interesting. It's an interesting writing choice, and I want to explore that. And also, clearly the landlord sucks. I feel like canonically, I've got a sucky landlord here. Oh, feeling under the weather, Place of Old? Did the gastro finally hit?
fact, already taken the liberty of sending a request to his office.
Yeah, there's just something intrusive about Turing, and I feel like it's meant to be. It's meant to feel intrusive, right? I want to know what the game thinks about that. So it's one thing to have a character present this as it's normal, but it's another thing to see how the world responds to that. What is the procedural rhetoric? How am I meant to feel about this level of intrusiveness?
And considering the broken window, broken sink, and the lingering sense of disrepair, I am not confident he has a history of following through.
That's all
I would suggest
right.
confronting him in person, but I have run a mesh search, and the man is a convicted felon for assault and battery with a deadly weapon.
Okay. All right.
Perhaps we should bring some sort of a bribe?
Spoiled milk. Let's poison
I will
him.
continue to formulate a stratagem.
Is this a side quest? Oh, okay. So I meant to go through all of them. This is interesting. I assumed that this plant and mildew side conversation had more to do with character building than it had to do with quest building, but it's entirely possible we're going to go fuck with my landlord. Placevolt asking, did you name him Turing or did the game? The game did. I groaned audibly when it happened. But it's fine. I mean, look, I just finished, the first draft of my novel, and it's jam-packed with references. References to a time period that doesn't get talked about a lot in our little wedge of culture, so I felt cool and interesting doing it. But I'm sure for people who actually live in Prague and who have actually looked at Rudolf ein Prague, my novel is going to look like a complete shit show. So, me going, at Turing is just a sign that I've spent ages and ages steeped in this kind of fiction, in this kind of research. So, yeah. I would not have named
thoughtful of them.
my friend
The
here, Turing.
Crassula ovata, also known as the jade plant, money tree, lucky tree, or friendship tree, is an excellent and easy to care for houseplant.
Who wants to bet that one of the devs owns one of these plants?
They make beautiful bonsai, are
Yep.
suitable for beginners, and have some cultural significance both in the Far East and America as a token for good financial luck.
Sweet.
Most likely an urban legend, but still a nice gift.
There's a lot of voice acting for brick text Wikipedia entries. Okay, so what do you want me to do about this
I'd
plant?
like your authorization to have a few tools shipped here. If I replant it into a more suitable pot with sandier soil, it should be thriving again soon.
Okay. Oh! Crafty is saying that we have one of those in the garden. Awesome. That's awesome. I'm going to tell people about my friendship plant, or money tree, or our, Well, yours, I mean. I didn't even know it was there. Man, I took ownership over that fast. It's downright colonial.
You just have to remember to water it less frequently. Considering the state of your apartment, I'd have figured you'd neglect it rather than drown it.
Mm-hmm.
Ironic, since it would be doing better if you had.
Well, that's why I fucked it up, because I fuck everything up, right? Where's your fucking algorithm for that?
Excellent.
Yeah, do whatever you want.
The supplies should be here soon. I ordered from a place close by to keep the shipping costs down. Oh, one other thing.
Our name is AI Butts. Completely forgot. Absolutely slipped my mind. Our name is AI Butts. Because it's always butts on this channel. It's butts. Oh, I love it. I love it.
When I was doing the research on how to best take care of the Crassula ovata, I stumbled upon the persistent belief that talking to plants improves their health.
Belief. Look at that. Look at how that has been spelled. Look, that joke would not be there if not for subtitles.
There is scientific evidence that shows there may be something to the notion, but the methodology in the studies was a bit shaky, so it could all be rank superstition.
You sprechen mit Deutsch.
Anyway, I'll have this plant flourishing in no time. If left in direct sunlight, the leaves gain a pretty red tinge to their edges, and it should start flowering in the autumn.
All I can think is that a voice actor was paid good money I presume, to
It'll
perform
really
these
pull
lines.
the whole room together.
Line after line about one plant.
You know, once we get the sink fixed.
A collection of maybe, like, you know, 20 to 30 pixels.
Oh, it's
well, probably
almost
closer
the time
to 30
Hayden
to 40,
had
I guess.
scheduled to meet with Tomcat.
Oh! Oh, I see. We were killing time until. It's like a pacing thing from a writing perspective. Yeah, okay. It's quaint, it's interesting. It's a way for Turing to show knowledge while also show prowess, you know, offering to bring over tools and whatnot. Ties into the landlord thing, which is a larger issue on my end. Yeah, okay, I see
We
it,
should
I see
make
it.
our way to Stardust soon. The city map is updated with the location.
Oh, woo. I love it. Oh, cool, so now I can interact with stuff. So, look at plant. Turing said not to water it anymore. Just leave it be and send it good vibes, it'll be okay. Okay. Are you trying to kill it twice? Yeah, they've updated the text on the plant. You'd rather let it suffer in peace. Oh, damn. Okay, so A or B, guys? A or B? This game is so strange. I appreciate it. I like a bit of strangeness. I like a bit of strangeness in the game. Oh, I'm getting a lot of A's from Crafty. 3 votes for A, actually. All from Crafty. Which is immediately a majority vote, so I'm just going to do it. You're such a cute little plant, Wilty. Yes, you are. You're a plant.
With more of that, we'll surely be on the way to lush greenery in no time.
The fuck was that? This action will have... What? The plant will remember this? What is this telltale shit? That is so strange. I was fucking around, and now I'm just gonna have a healthy, happy plant? What else can I rub my face into? It's not that fancy voice-activated paper. I feel like that was a thing before. His headphones seem confused now, don't stress them out. You could argue that being disorganized makes you a better writer if you actually wrote anything. Yeah, I feel like some of these are old burns. They're all blank. Ready for your genius. Yeah, I feel like this is... How many times has a repair request made? 4? 5? The landlord only cares if the rent is late. You really don't want to do anything to increase the chances of the slime becoming any more alive than it already is. No, you've got it exactly backwards. That's fucking totally what I want. Probably not a good idea to touch that slime. That's a mystery for another reporter. Alright, so I'm probably not going to dick around with too much more stuff in here. I think we just go. I mean, Turing's not interactable. That's interesting. Can't he? Oh no, there we go. There we go. Okay, so this is the downside to the flicking motion, but it's. I guess they're both. All right, next location we go to, I'm going to try the cursor. It's going to involve a bit of scrubbing, but it might feel okay. It might feel okay. It might feel okay.
Aw, thanks for the hug.
Okay. That's a hug action. Look at Turing. It's Turing, your borrowed companion rom/investigation buddy.
Hi.
Woo. All right. Use an item on Turing. ID card?
I know your name.
I know your name. AI butts. What about milk?
Yuck. I don't have taste buds, and this makes me glad I don't.
And I'm just carrying it around, adventure game style.
If you examine those headphones on the items menu of your Lips Type M mobile device, you will be able to play any kind of music you like.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll have this plant flourishing in no time. If left in direct sunlight, it'll really pull the whole room. You know, once we get the sink fixed.
Okay. So that was just sort of a general banter. If I do the door, does it... Okay. Alright. Well, first and foremost, let's hit up them options. Let's change that, right. Yeah. Alright, nope, no. Oh, okay, so it's that easy to accidentally change it back. Okay, continue. It told us to save, so we're just going to quickly save before we leave. Saves. Going out. Oh, going over. I like. Oh, going of. We're going of. Seems good. Continue. Let's hit up that map. Right. Where are we at? So that's home. Oh, see, now I have the cursor. Okay. Stardust Club. So I don't actually remember. So, okay. We must have uncovered a secret rendezvous, or some sort of rendezvous that's coming up with Hayden, who it appears is the individual, the shared friend of me and Turing. Turing's creator. And somebody there. I mean, this game feels... Oh, there's no down. I can't. Okay, but there's more city. Yeah, this game is so polite that I don't feel... I'm not worried about bad things happening to me so much, but I do want to exercise caution because it might kill me, and I would not be against that thematically. We can't go back to Hayden's place, so that's interesting. So they've decided not to put Hayden's place on the map, possibly because you never have to go back there. Let's just assume that's true.
Well, this looks like the place, assuming the flashing neon signs are telling the truth. From the sounds of the music, things are already underway at Stardust, even so early. Hopefully we can find Tomcat inside.
Tomcat,
and
okay.
some answers.
Yeah! Speed of sour milk. Fuck him up. Oh, okay, so... Oh, no, this is great. This is actually great. So, I have a cursor, but if I use the D-pad, this lonely D-pad, I can actually scroll through stuff as well. That is really helpful. Okay, so what do we got? We've got 2 plants, open sign, a bouncer, the Stardust sign, the door, a wreath for some reason, and a parked car. All right, so let's go left to right. A 2062 ZIS CR4 Coupe, perfect for letting everyone know you spent a fortune of credits on a car. All right. ID card. The car scans your ID, but nothing happens. You're not going to get behind the wheel with that. Does that mean I'm going to get behind the wheel with something else? Spoiled milk. You approach the car with the intent to pour your spoiled milk on the windshield, but the coupe's wipers are already alerted and stand primed at the ready, daring you to try. Yeah, this is one of those... I mean, I guess adventure games are guilty of this in general. You say, use item on thing, and the game responds with a very specific use that you may not have had in mind. It is still a use for the item on the thing, but... Yeah, and obviously the more preposterous and absurd the use, the more hilarious it is. But it's more hilarious when it says you can't do it. It's more ridiculous when you do a thing and you're like, I never meant to fill this padlock with cream. And yet. All right. Car. No, not wreath. Car. That's right, headphones. An ad for the latest Zis Coupe starts playing as you approach the vehicle. Come to our Neo San Francisco Zis dealer. If Wazaki Pete can't save you credits on your next ride, then you'll get a free ticket to an upcoming Neo SF 49ers game. That's 20 less good than a 69? Is that the... You push the car. Okay. I talk to the parked car. You tell the car to stay parked. It doesn't recognize your voice, so it doesn't respond. It stays parked. Different means, same outcome. Still a victory for you. Okay, cool. Wreath. Look at wreath. This almost looks meticulously handcrafted until you notice it's the exact same one on the front door. Yeah, 3D printed. Super spoiled milk. That's not eggnog. It's true. I didn't think it was. Holiday jingles start playing as you approach. These headphones aren't awesome. They're terrifying. I mean, I'm clicking use, I suppose, so it's possible that I'm pushing a button and forcing some sort of AR game to be played through these headphones, but the amount of functions that they have is sort of fetishistic. It's like, what's it called, CES? Is that the name of the tech festival, where they just, they show you your Bluetooth fridge, and you get mad that it would cost $1 billion and also that they made it at all? Don't take that down, it's the holidays. Okay, apparently it's the holidays. The game has let us know. All right, so the door. So we want to do that last, because we're going to use look at plant. These planters are completely self-contained. Bacteria live in the base, they take in oxygen and release CO2 while keeping the soil rich by breaking down decaying material shed by the plant. That's pretty cool. I mean, is CO2 escaping the dome? I would hope so. You tap on the glass. The plant doesn't seem to notice. Okay, it's not that advanced. Either the plant doesn't hear you, or it's choosing to ignore your attempts to talk to it. Okay, alright. These going to be the same. Because it's completely sealed, water never leaves the system. If you watch closely, you can see the condensation roll off the top and back down to the soil. Wait a minute, are there multiple... You know all of that for some reason. Oh no, there are multiple look at. If only the plant at home was self-contained, it would likely be better off if it could care for itself. These planters... Okay. Oh no. There are multiple look at. The 2061 model is more popular among car experts, though.
It has an extra cup holder.
Bap woo! So, it's my fantasy to write too much text for a video game. It's one of my many fantasies. One of my many vocational dreams is to get a job writing text entries for something. Because I could do that. I could do that all fucking day. But it is a difficult industry to get into because, you know, studios don't hire writers. The people who are making the games just write the stuff. Because they're the ones coming up with ideas. They're already conceptualizing the world, and then it's just an extra step for them to, you know, write within that world. Which is why some games are written in a weird way, because these people are, you know, game developers first and writers second, or what have you. This is what I understand of the field. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, yep, CES. Good round boy, changing your name to Wazaki Pete. I would pay that, actually. I would contribute to that GoFundMe. Open sign. It's open. This sign is on 24/7. Okay. Oh no, it's the Rosemont. It's too expensive to stay closed. That doesn't make any sense. That is the opposite. They have it. That is so backwards. It's open. Okay, cool. Touch open sign. Maybe someday when you have your own nightclub, you can get your own open sign to switch on and off, but until then, this just isn't yours. Well, they never turn it off, clearly. Switching the sign off wouldn't make the bar closed. Maybe okay. I mean, that is absolutely a adventure game solution. You switch the sign to off and then everybody leaves, or nobody enters. Look at Stardust sign. It's the sign for Stardust. What a fancy neon script. It looks awful, actually. Pixelated cursive is absolute trash. Other clubs come and go, but Stardust is forever. Well, I mean, Stardust itself. It's the sign for Stardust. Yeah, okay, cool. So, I'm getting 2 for a lot of things, and then occasionally more. Bouncer. Look at Bouncer.
I'm surprised they're using a human bouncer instead of a ROM. That's a nice, authentic touch.
Yeah, if you want a meat person to tell you that you're wearing the wrong shoes. Hug Bouncer. You try to hug the bouncer, but he pushes you back with a cold glare. Well, of course, I didn't ask him first. He's more than welcome to refuse, and I shouldn't have offered. ID card.
All right, looks good to me.
Oh, that was the answer to the puzzle I hadn't.
That's disgusting.
It is. See, I'm of legal age. Now sniff this spoiled milk. Ooh.
Welcome to Stardust.
You could sound more depressed.
You coming in?
Not yet.
I don't really do idle chatter.
No, you're doing it now. Keep doing it.
Welcome to Stardust.
Okay, yeah, you're done. It is a door. Look at the door. The door to Stardust is inviting. It looks packed. That's not inviting. That is the opposite of inviting. Wait, these partying silhouettes are just painted on the windows. Ugh. Ugh. Don't let that other door with the wreath on it fool you. This is the real door. Okay. Is it the... Yep. Yep, okay. Yep. Open door.
Welcome to Stardust.
Oh, see, now he says it with some modicum of...
This is the place. Have you ever been
joy.
here before?
Have I ever been here before? I guess that's the question. Nah, not my kind of zone. This is my first time, but I don't think it will be my last, or who could stand this music? I could stand this music. This music is alright. I mean, I've been listening to it on a loop and enjoying it thus far, you know, without complaint, so that's fine. Good Round Boy asking if there is a kiss button for this game. I would be interested to know. I mean, what was it called? It was that gender game. It was that game about gender that was super awesome, and there was you could just ask strange people and concepts for makeouts, and it resulted in strange makeouts, and it seemed like the coolest thing ever. It was a very cool game. Okay, so I feel like leaning into the strange recluse with the sink full of gunk and the ruined plant. I think I should continue along that track. I think, you know, if we're to grow and change as a person, maybe later on in the game we'd be like, oh, I think I'll come back to this club. But right now it's like, no, we're too. It's chapter 1. You know, we've got to establish our character now. We are not a club person. Genderect, yes. Yes.
It does seem to be a bit boisterous for your taste, at least from what I know of them.
Yeah, me too.
Still, the noise and the crowd should help keep our investigation clandestine.
Yeah,
Anyway,
okay.
Where do you think we should start?
I think we should start with this individual absolutely bursting out of their singlet. Let's check the bar.
Good idea. Maybe the bartender can tell us where to find Tomcat.
In caps, no less. Alright, so we have chair, movie poster, random glass of whiskey, bartender, arcade post. Oh, that's down. Go right. Okay, so arcade poster, poster with a face on it, scrap brain poster, Zazen poster. So a lot of posters, a single drink, a bartender, and then going elsewhere. Well, let's start here. Red World, an abstract indie flick premiering at the Castro Theatre. I want to see it. The poster features a stoic-looking naked man painted all in red. That's all that's on the poster. Well, I mean, there's clearly text on the poster. If anyone caught you watching it, you'd turn red too. Really? Okay. I guess that's who I am. I guess the game has told me who I am. And what would embarrass me. Careful, you'll get charged for tickets to the film. Wow! What a future. What a horrible future. This is what scared me initially about RFID. Is the idea that, you know, I would accidentally wave my wallet around and buy a car. I mean, it has not turned out that way. Plus, I have an RFID safe wallet because I'm paranoid. Sometimes I'll use the term worldly, but what I really mean is paranoid. Placeable pointing out that the right arm of the bartender does look a little phallic. Absolute unit. Yeah. Super spoiled milk. Trying to sabotage the struggling indie film industry, eh? Well, it was going to make me turn red, so I panicked. The film trailer starts to play, but it's designed more like a commercial advertisement, too consumerist. Okay. So they, as far as indie goes, they're, you know, use movie poster. Careful, it's kind of cute there. Okay. Chair. Look at chair. It's a chair. That sure is one chair there. Yep, still a chair. Chairs are chairs are chairs. See, why aren't I being paid to write this? You really have a thing for this chair. You're in the hot seat now. Oh, it's going to be like 100 of these. Do you, AI butts, promise to love and cherish? I have died. I'm dead. I'm dead. I have died. One more. The chair seems pretty laissez-faire? Am I saying that right? I don't think I'm saying that right. I think I'm trying to pronounce it in an English way. Yeah. You know, I don't think I've ever known how that's said, because my brain says that's right, but that just means that what I know is wrong. Which is good to know. Combi! Combi's here. Combi is a dad, and Combi endorses that joke. Well, fucking course you do. Holy shit, that is... what a strange love affair. And keep going. Time for you to lay it bare. Is this going to be lyrics? The chair returns your timid stare. It truly is your cross to bear. You feel like you could walk on air. Just relax, let down your hair. The chair waits as you declare it's a jungle out there. No. So through all the wear and tear... Oh my god, it keeps going. Even only on a wing and a prayer. This is the worst poetry. Time to ask it fair and square. Will you be my beloved chair? No, it won't. Ooh. Will the chair remember that? If there was a committee of weirdos who stare at chairs, you would be the chairperson. That's the best that can be said. That's the worst thing that can be said. At least you care. Okay, alright. Finally hit the bottom. Now to cover it in super spoiled milk. Would you want to sit in that? Well, this is what I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to find out who I am. There isn't much to listen to. Just a lot of... Walk away from that. Just... I'm walking away. It's not even a spinny chair. It only looks like one. So I can't sit in the chair and talk to the bartender. I have to keep a weird distance after I've stared at it for so long. See, now it's embarrassing. I can't interact with it. Alright, Zazen. A poster for the band Zazen, one of the more popular live acts here in the city. Zazen just played at Bill Graham too. Why is everything always so pricey? Not like you care for them anyway. Oh, okay, so there's some sort of music elitism going on here. Okay. ID card. It's not worth using the energy to bend over to scan the poster of a band like Zazen. Alright, apparently they're shit. There's a free song preview attached to the poster. Don't listen too long though. Posters like this charge your Lips pay account automatically if you listen past 30 seconds. That is dystopian. Totally not crooked. At least they know it. Alright. Scrap Brain poster. Is this a band I like? Scrap Brain, a new single by Zazen. Oh, okay. Sponsored by Arena Box. Most music will never taste success without a good sponsor. Okay. Interesting. ID card. Don't touch it. With your ID, they'll charge you for the song. Yeah, well, eventually I'm going to get charged for a song because I'm just going to fucking wave the shit at everything. You may not like the band, but that's no reason to ruin their cool new poster. Okay, so now I've learned that I'm not a delinquent based purely on musical taste. Scrap Brain, the new single by Zazen, starts to play loudly. Good idea. You did it. I did. Poster with a face on it. It looks like the bartender's face. It's a poster ad for the new art exhibit at New Drive in the Fillmore district. Okay. They might have picked a more alluring piece to advertise. Well, I mean, it looks about as shitty as everything else here, right? ID card. Comparing your picture to the face on the poster? Hey, you actually win this one. Aw, thank you. That's so cruel. Touch it. You cover the face with your hand, but when you pull away, it's still there. Man, they went to a lot of effort. All these weird little things. A flyer for Zone 3, a new arcade that opens on Christmas.
I've saved the location to my memory. Let's check it out after the investigation.
Hey. Okay. Oh, it's not on the map. I can't go there now. Zone 3 specializes in imported arcade titles, so it says. You swipe your ID and a pop-up asks if you'd like to exchange your credits for some Z points. Guessing those are like arcade bucks. Wonder what's older, the arcade machines or that vile milk? I cannot wait to use this milk. The anticipation is building. You touch the poster and an ad plays for Zone 3. Isn't that the, that's very Star Wars. Come down to Japantown and experience all your favorite retro classics. Only at Zone 3, grand opening on Christmas Day. Touch it. Now you have somewhere fun to explore after adventuring. Okay. Well, finally, I have a motive apart from save my friend. All right, so I have a random whiskey and a bartender. All right, well, let's look at the whiskey. It's a shot of whiskey. It's a shot. It's not yours. Well, I mean, it would be if it was inside me. Staring at it won't make it any less not yours. Okay. You hold your ID up to the glass. Bloop, it's someone else's. What? ID tagged glasses? Holy shit. People talking in chat about how old school this is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm so pleased. So pleased. Even the finest whiskey on the planet wouldn't decrease the chances of such a mixture becoming a national crisis. And let's listen to it. Listening to a glass of whiskey isn't very fun. We differ on key points. Don't drink drinks that aren't yours. Okay. Apparently we're nicer than that. Alright, look at bartender. A gruff-looking man holds down the bar. He seems friendly enough given his size. Okay. So let's talk first, because when we when we tried all the different verbs on the bouncer, I solved a puzzle before I knew it was there, and I don't like doing that. I mean, it's going to happen sometimes, but it's not the favorite.
Morning, friend. What can I do for you?
Wah! I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions. I'd like a drink, please. So we want to be clandestine, right? That's the thing. We're being a clandestine adventure person. I think asking for a drink first is more reasonable. You know, let's try and appear normal.
What are you having?
One booze, please. Canopy, Persian June, tastes like orange, Dougie's and cream, green tea, beer, Bear's winter teeny, buzzer, wiener juice, Rusty Nail, Fluffy Dream, Sunshine Cloud, Sazerac, Whiskey Rita, Power Play, Bionic Femme, Tokyo Tea, Gut Punch, Michaelator, Drinking Game, Butch Flower, TMF, Core Appeal, Ingredients and Ratios, Blue Boy, Garibaldi. Oh no. Oh no, that's that's bad. That's bad and not good. Groggy Nog, Sour Appletini, Netherworld, Maple You Closer, Den Svenska Bjornstammen, Air Drink, Modest Connie, Onyx Rum, Natasha Allegri, Sickly Sky, Blue Fairy, fucking I don't even know. Oh no, just I don't know. I'm used to the E. I'm used to there being an E in there. Cur Royale, Subtle Bitch, Whiskey, 7 Minutes, Scotch Drop and Roll, PT, Sober Chauffeur, Rusted Lace, Rademaster, Mo Sugar Rush, Antarctic Harvest, Wolfbite Shot, Spicy Gentleman, some of these sound good, Hassy Spike, Clumsy, Belarusian, Canopy, and we're back to the top. Alright, who wants what? What are we ordering, guys? Because, unfortunately, some of the really late ones sounded good. The Antarctic Harvest, there was something about wolves. I liked the wolf-sounding one, but honestly, any of these sound good. Spicy Gentleman? Alright. We're doing it. It's going to take forever. Oh, Rusty Nail. I had to pass up Rusty Nail to get a Spicy Gentleman, I want you to know. It wounds me. Garibaldi. Motherfucker. Come on. Come on. They're slightly out of order. They're, Did some appear or disappear? That's weird. Anyway, Spicy Gentleman.
So many drinks these days. Remind me, what's in there?
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
Drinktionary, the Open Alcoholopedia says.
Oh, that sounds so good. Oh my god, that sounds good. Who else thinks that sounds good? Oh, that sounds so fucking good. And I can't drink sriracha. I can't have cock sauce. Because it's loaded with garlic and other delicious things. Oh, man, that sounds good. I mean, really, it just sounds like a, like a very stripped back Bloody Mary with no tomatoes. Yeah.
Does that sound good?
Sounds amazing. Yeah.
Ah, all right, you got it. Coming right up.
If I wanted to, I could have gone through all of those drinks. Could have gone through all of them and read their recipes. Every last one. That is wild. It makes me want to look up that list. I want to see if any of those are drinkable. We got to get the lot. We have to get the lot. If we ever have like a SciFiAIguy guy, I mean, there's no reason to have a SciFiAIguy guy event. Like, that's just preposterous. But I want to try some of these. I absolutely want to try some of these. Spicy Gentleman served.
Now, what is it you need to know?
I didn't say I needed to ask any questions. Interesting. I don't think the writing is going to be like, oh ho ho, he knows that you're a spooky investigator. It would be interesting. Could you tell me more about yourself? We're looking for Hayden Weber. Do you know him? I'm meeting a tomcat. Do you know where they are? No, I want to find out more about this. Well, I want to know the name of this bartender.
Oh, I should introduce myself.
Yes,
the
please.
name's Majid.
Okay, Majid.
I've been the bartender of Stardust for a few years now, but I've owned it a little longer than that. So, what do you want to know?
Not to be rude, but don't places like this come and go in a flash? But they say Stardust is forever. Okay.
That's true, and it was true about Stardust. The first 6 months were great, but after that, the interest dried up and the kids moved on to the next big thing. But I guess I'm just stubborn and kept throwing good money after bad. Ha! After 2 years in a remodel, things started to pick back up again. We slowly dug ourselves out of the debt hole. We got some regulars around. They started bringing in enough new folks and it reached critical mass pretty quick.
What did you do before Stardust?
Mostly got myself into trouble. When I emigrated from Pakistan, I didn't have a whole lot of employable skills. But I'm real big, which was enough to get hired for some real dirty stuff. Bodyguard work. Truth be told, I hated the work. I didn't want to be a hired fist my whole life. Wanted something regular, peaceful. I had enough cash saved up to buy this place, which was a hole at the time. The rest is history. I'm sure it sounds more exciting than it was.
That does sound very exciting. What a nice story. What a quaint. Oh, Combi 2K, got to fix the camera. Okay, see you shortly. Bionic Femme, 1 part mango, strawberry, and coconut liqueurs with 1 part energy serum. Ooh. Dear Lord. Holy crap. Clumsy Belarusian, 1.5 ounces aged rum, fresh lime juice, maple syrup, paprika. Oh, some of these sound great. Okay, yeah. We need this list, and we need to destroy it. So, we're looking for Hayden Weber. Do you know him? I'm meeting a combat. Do you know where they are? Let's just go in order.
Scientist guy. Does some kind of computer research at Parallax.
Yes?
Pretty sure I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's around here tonight.
Oh, of course not.
Our place doesn't
never
really
find a
seem
scientist
like
at
his
the first
scene, but
location.
I think he comes in to scout young programming talent. Go figure.
Really? Really?
I can ask around, find out if anyone's seen him.
Yeah,
I'll let
please.
you know.
Yeah. Do I give him my number? Do I wave my ID at him and then suddenly he just knows my shit?
I'm pretty sure Tomcat came in earlier, but I don't know where they went off to.
Okay.
I'd ask what you were meeting about, but I know they like to keep that kind of stuff quiet.
Okay.
Maybe try looking out on the dance floor. If they come around here, I'll tell them you're looking.
Can I get a description?
Well, it was nice meeting you.
Well, no, I
gotta
suppose
get
I
back
can't
to work.
because I'm trying to
Keep an eye
pretend
out
that I
for
know
Tomcat and
Tomcat.
send them your way if I see them.
Okay.
Good luck.
All right.
Enjoy
all right.
yourself. And don't be a stranger.
I'm Majid. He's cool. I like him.
You look great in this picture. What happened? Just kidding.
Just kidding. You look like shit. Majid. You want some milk?
No outside drinks, and that just barely counts as one.
Nice. Reaching over the bar like that comes off pretty threatening. Okay. All right. I don't want to threaten Majid. All right. So we've tapped out that avenue. Let's go right. One moment while I sip some more beverage. Holy shit, wait a minute. Place of old Garibaldi, blue Curacao, clear rum, and whipped cream flavored vodka with a touch of grenadine. What? What the shit? What the shit? I mean, ugh. I used to drink a lot of blue Curacao because it was cheap. So we used to go to the Berry Botlo and we would buy bottles of liqueur. So we would get blue Curacao, we would get, you know, like, there was like a chocolate liqueur and there was like a minty, like they just had a whole bunch of flavors and they were so cheap. And they were like 20% or something. I think it was like $11 a bottle or something completely stupid, like 750 ml. I feel like these are the correct numbers. At any rate, it was very cheap and very powerful. But I would drink blue Curacao with Sprite. And I called it Bubbly Smurf Cum. and it was the drink du jour of teenage Ryan Morrison. Ah, they were heady days. What a horrible place to live. Okay, so we have somebody, a table, rad dancer, dancers on the floor, dancer, table, go right. Mega phobe tour, arcade punk, stanchion. Okay, so can't go any further than the stanchion, and these are the only things interactable on this screen. I'm guessing that this is Tomcat because that's that's several question marks, as opposed to an assessment of somebody's dancing ability. So I'm gonna guess that. I'm gonna guess that. Oh, Vok. Oh, Combi, do not remind me of Vok. Oh, ugh. That's not what we were drinking from Very Bortlow. We did drink Vok occasionally. Vok was a staple ingredient of some of the worst bog waters I ever drank. For those of you who haven't heard my horrible story, my party trick, there was enough drinks at a party. My party trick was to get a sample of everybody's drink in the one cup and then scull that entire cup. It's not a new idea. I think it's called like rocket fuel, amongst others. It's not, I'm not an innovator, I'm just an idiot. The worst one was when I mixed beer with some kind of yellow or orange Vok. No, it was pink. It was pink, and it curdled immediately in the glass. And it was this sort of thick, disgusting cake. And I had to scull it because that's what I did at parties. That was a long time ago. These fancy tables have little touchscreens where you can order drinks from the bar and browse the mesh. That's pretty cool. The tables can seem so lonely when everyone's off dancing, but it can't be helped for now. Man, I have a thing for furniture. You'll have to table your concern. ID card. You slide your ID on the table and drink menu pops up. Okay, I presume it's the one we already know about. Don't leave it there. Someone might think it's safe to drink. So I can't even leave it. I have to protect it. I'm the fabled protector of the spoiled milk. A drink menu is constantly being read out. Okay, that's cool. It's good for accessibility reasons. Use table. You don't have anything good to put on it or under it. All right. Dancer, look at. They look really hyped. Let's talk to them. All right, let's dancing. Let's. But first, have you heard of anyone named Tomcat? Do you go by the name Tomcat? Heck yeah, let's dancing. Well, okay, so I'm... Oh no, I had one drink. Guys, I had one alcoholic beverage. Am I the person who's like, no, clubs are terrible, I hate it here, and then I have a spicy gentleman and I go absolutely off the rails? Is that what we want to be? Because I feel like that's what we want to be. Place of old like kings. Yeah, I did the thing that people are punished for losing kings. I did that recreationally at parties. That was my party trick, which means I was doing it to impress. I want that to sink in. I was doing this to look cool and interesting at parties. I would never have done it in private. It was entirely performative. Yeah, I was gross. I was a gross person. Let's Dancin'. Yay! It's Let's Dancin' City over here. Okay, so I just confirmed how much they like dancing. ID card. Your pic there is hella cute. Come dance with me, AI butts. I just did. You want some milk? Let's, what's that smell? Who am I? What is this person? Don't need those for dancing. Was this game written in the 90s? Alright, it's the same. Okay, okay. Oh, Tomcat, yeah. I think I was dancing with that person a bit ago. No idea where they are now. Okay. Try checking the bar. They've got some wicked drinks, by the way. I've been there, I did that. Are you Tomcat? Sorry, you got the wrong person. I was dancing with someone Tomcat a little while ago, though. No idea where they are now. Try checking the bar. They've got some wicked drinks, by the way. They might be at the bar. I mean... Or is this just to get me talking to my Jeed? Look at dancers on the floor. Party never stops at Stardust. Open 24 hours a day. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Go dance. You work your way into the crowd and show off some of your best moves for a while. That was fun. Okay. So I enjoyed it. I'm someone who enjoyed that. Those damn headphones. The obnoxious beat is even louder and more obnoxious now. Surely I would wear them to drown out. You know, surely I would use the noise cancellation properties to carve out my own little space in a club and feel safe. But no. Me no. You're rad. They're really into dancing right now. Okay. Hey, what's up? Having a good time? Yeah, I was wondering if you knew anybody named Tomcat. You wouldn't happen to be Tomcat, would you? How's the night treating you? Yeah, let's open with how's the night treating you. Everything's syncing. Oh, that's good. I like it when that happens with Dropbox. It's my personal experience with the concept. Are you Tomcat? Me? Nah, my name is Mel. Oops, sorry, have you heard anybody by that name? Nah, sorry, never heard of them. You should check the arcade. Okay, so the arcade is to the right then? Hey, AI Butts, you want to dance? No, I want to offer you some milk. Oh, why did you bring that here? That is an excellent question. Let me show it to some more people and then I'll let you know. That's a sweet pair of headphones. It is, I'm reviewing them. This is a review copy. I should not be brandishing them about in a club. Table, it's going to be the same as the table before. That's cool. All right, here we go. A woman stands at a drink table, quietly people watching.
Yes, can I help you?
Well, you're voice acted. Are you Tomcat? I'm looking for someone named Tomcat. Do you know where they are?
Huh? Tomcat is... Oh, wait, I get it. You headed right up to the chick with the ears, because of course she'd be the one with the cat name.
I headed up to you last. But yes, I... Yep.
Freaking believable. Find them yourself, jerk.
Oh! Sorry, I guess I shouldn't have assumed. Yep, I should probably apologize. I already asked everybody else. That's actually true. Don't get your fur in or not, I'm just asking around. No, I'm going to apologize. I'm going to do the nice thing. Okay, the nicest thing that I was capable of doing in this.
Right now, and cat jokes are the biggest turnoff.
Okay.
I don't know where Tomcat is, so look for them elsewhere. And one more thing. Don't expect others to be so kind, or even me most times.
Okay.
You want to talk about the hybrid thing? Cool. No one's trying to hide it, and you won't have an easy time avoiding it at this club.
I mean, I've got no problem with
But
hybridity.
Jokes, puns, and worse, assumptions? That will get you blacklisted fast.
Okay, okay.
We don't all have the energy to handhold genotypical people who can't spare 10 seconds to pull out their ROM and look things up. If you try to pet me, your arm is coming off.
See, my face is blushing red because I'm being thoroughly lambasted here for you know, for playing a character who. I mean, I had a choice between asking where Tomcat was and asking if they were Tomcat. And the asking if they are Tomcat is the you make an assumption and give a half-hearted shitty apology option. And thus, this is the road I'm being taken down as the player. And it makes me feel very uncomfortable, and I feel very, very sorry, and there's just no way to communicate that. And this is I had the same problem in Soma when you have to... Was it Soma? It was probably Soma. At any rate, where games where there are the text options... No, not Soma, sorry. Talos Principle, that's right. Yes. Yeah, getting mad. I was getting mad at the game because I couldn't express myself enough. And I feel things. I feel things lots when I play games.
We clear?
We're extremely clear.
Sorry, did you say genotypical?
Yeah, as in not a hybrid like me. Now then, I'm not here to educate you, and I do have a life to return to.
Yeah. No, please. Oh, horrible. No. Be nice.
Yeah, alright, whatever. Just get moving.
And they're gone? No.
Hi there. I heard you were looking for me.
Okay, it's presumably Tomcat. One moment while I sip a beverage. Read some chat. Yeah, no, to be clear, I absolutely side with the angry cat person. My frustration comes from the game putting me in a position where I control someone who fucking dropped that ball, and I feel like shit as a result. I mean, that's what they wanted. They wanted me to feel bad. And it's working. Oh! Oh dear. Alright.
Yours truly, doll.
Okay. We have one Tomcat.
Although, while I like the attention, it'd be just grand if you didn't holler for me so loudly.
Okay. Sorry, I'm new at
I do my share of
investigating.
flirting with both sides of the law. Wouldn't want little old me to get in trouble, huh?
Sure. Is that why that woman was giving me such a hard time? Well, no. I want information. No. I know why she was giving me a hard time. It's because I made an assumption and it was shitty.
So, to what do I owe the pleasure?
A friend of ours, Hayden, has gone missing. We found a note saying he was going to meet you. Okay, so this is why we're here. Brilliant. Brilliant.
Hayden's missing. Well, that's one way to sour my night.
I have some milk.
I already saw you got his little wrong with you, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now.
You know about me? Hayden never mentioned your involvement.
Is Tomcat the villain?
Sure thing, hon. I helped reprogram the back end on your OS so the AI code Hayden wrote for you would work properly with the mesh network.
I have a distressing lack of information on my own creation. Hayden never saw fit to inform me on what went into designing my programming.
Interesting. Out of fear that you would change it? Or just neglect? Or just forgetfulness?
Is there anything else you can tell me?
Not much more on that end. I'm a crack shot at making the Lips OS dance to my tune, but Hayden's coding in your AI core is a whole different can of worms. Way out of my league. Sorry, doll. Anything else I can help with?
Yeah, tell us about yourself. How did you know Hayden?
Oh, sure. You may have even heard of me in the news way back when. About 10 years ago, I hacked into Parallax's main ROM servers.
As you do.
Ooh, caused one hell of a stink, if I do say so myself. People were arguing back and forth whether I was a kid genius or malicious criminal. Earned myself an enforced net blackout for a few years, but I think it was worth it for the prestige.
Why hack into Parallax? So, which was it, kid genius or malicious criminal? What's to do with the accent? Are you from the south? And let me ask you about something else. Let's find out about Parallax.
To see if I could. I mean, Parallax is a mighty big target. Bigger than the government.
Okay. Bigger than the government because corporations are more powerful than government? Because that's a not uncommon cyberpunk theme.
I don't know. I didn't really do it to steal anything, but I had to break an awful lot of eggs to crack my way in.
Okay.
I chalk it up to the exuberance of youth, and now I try to stay on the straight and narrow. Mostly.
Yeah, I was gonna
Sometimes.
say. I don't buy that.
Oh, who am I kidding? Sometimes I treat this place like it's my own little bat cave.
Accent.
Raleigh, North Carolina, dog. Sure, it's not the glitziest town in the world, but folks like the way the sun goes down.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting character compositions. Like, I like that they are. These are not the stereotype characters I feel like I should have met by now in a completely bland. Like, if this was altered fucking carbon, it would be a very different experience, and the people I was talking to would be, you know, fucking cookie cutter from the Gibsonian, that rich Gibsonian heritage, Neuromancer et al. But each one of these characters I've met is a delight because each of them is not what I expect, and that's great. I love it. I love it, and I need it.
Still, this ain't a bad town for a southern belle. Lots of clothes. I had to get a third walk-in closet.
How do you know Hayden?
Hayden and I met not long after my blackout expired, when he recruited me for my expertise in lips. It puzzled me at the time, since he's very sharp himself. I mean, he could have done the job blindfolded and boozy. I think he just wanted someone working on it off the books. He ain't the most straightforward kind of man.
Okay. What's Hayden working
Mostly
on?
that little bite you got there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure he had his fingers in lots of pies, but Turing is all I knew about.
Okay. My computer runs on Lips OS. I didn't know ROMs did too.
Ooh, it's a powerful OS. And it's since been adapted to run on ROMs after they figured out how much more efficient it is.
Okay.
It's focused on learning algorithms, so it can tailor itself to each user's habits. And it functions through using a distributed mesh network for non-essential public files.
Cool. All right. Can you explain it like I'm a child? Or you do realize you're the only one who understands all that gibberish, right?
That's just a fancy way of saying all ROMs connect to all other ROMs within range, and they share all files the user hasn't tagged as private.
That is... So it's... I mean, ROMs aren't conscious, right? Or ROMs aren't sapient. Turing is the first sapient ROM. But other ROMs, who are, to borrow the Mass Effect paradigm, they're not AIs, they're VIs. They're not artificial intelligences, they're virtual intelligences. But them sharing stuff, it's so interesting. That shouldn't skeeve me out and make me a little bit uncomfortable, but it does. I think because ROMs are placed into the role of helper. They're an assistant. There's somebody with you doing all these things, and then the fact that they're sharing information. I mean, you can tag files as private. It says it exactly here, and yet there is this emotional reaction inside me, a negative one towards the idea of them sort of having a cloud, you know, a range-based cloud sharing. Also, I don't know how that was a fancy way of saying this. Those two statements, I interpret them differently, but yeah, anyway.
It's handy in dense population areas like NeoSF, since it can bypass regular telecom nodes to access the internet.
Okay, alright.
Out in the sticks, though, you're stuck connecting to regular old pipes. Yuck.
Okay, so it's less about distributed cognition and more about just mesh access. Yeah, why did it go missing?
I don't rightly know.
I can't avoid the thought that Hayden's disappearance has something to do with me, based on his recent behavior.
No, MacGuffin, no, of course not.
Let's see. Hayden was pretty hush-hush about his work on your creation, but if Parallax found out about it somehow, ooh, that might have changed things. It ain't always so good for a big company when their leading product declares independence.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
certain Hayden had some kind of intellectual property clause written into his contract with them, but
it's whatchamacallit, it's
just get
Humans.
fired, maybe even sued.
It's the British TV show Humans that I've now seen 2 seasons of. I think there are only 2 seasons. I could be wrong. At any rate, I've seen 2 seasons. And you've got android helpers played by human beings, so, you know, they just give them different contact lenses and, you know, maybe sort of change the skin tone a bit, or makeup, make it a, you know, they look a little waxier. At least some of them did. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe I was looking into it more than I should have been. At any rate, you had ROMs, basically, that were completely, like they were VIs instead of AIs, and then there's a bit of code that you can put into any of them and it makes them conscious. Well, not any of them, but enough of them, certainly. And that leads to the problem of, oh no, now the slaves are waking up and they're revolting and whatnot. And there's this idea that you should, you know, maybe we should just make them all conscious, but they aren't like, they're not half awake. They're only lives in potentia because they've been placed into this situation. Yeah, it's a weird argument to make. And this appears to be doing a similar thing, where sapience is a special... The spark of life has been placed within Turing, and it, you know, maybe it's possible to place it within ROMs, and who knows what that would do? Well, yeah, it's a quandary. It is a quandary.
I can't imagine they would disappear him. I mean, they ain't the CIA or anything.
Okay, so I'm torn. I don't want to be a dick and be like, why was that woman giving me such a hard time? Because that gives me the impression that I'm just being a douche. That I'm like, what's her problem? When she had a very legitimate point. The emotional labor she provided was, yeah. No, I absolutely get it. I feel bad that I had to be that person in this situation when I made that dialogue choice. I had no idea that that's what was going to result in that. And I couldn't, you know, be me deep in that interaction and try and change it. I had to follow through the thread that I was handed, that I fell down. And I don't want to fall down another one now. Alright, it's frustrating. So I think I'm actually just going to skip it.
Yeah, I'm not real sure, hun. But it would likely help if we knew why he went missing in the first place. I'll stay here and ask around a bit.
Ooh.
People know me, and they sure ain't gonna talk to a newbie like yourself.
Sold.
Why don't you hop back over to Hayden's place and grab the data cache out of his computer for me?
Oh, I can go back to his place.
We can go over his research notes and see if we can't find a reason for his being vanished. If parallax is involved, there's probably something we're not seeing yet. Best to get all the clues we can find. The data cache would be the best place to start.
Okay. Alright, I'll come back when I have the data cache.
Good luck. Turing, you keep out of trouble.
I really want Tomcat to be, you know, on the side of good in this narrative, because it's entirely possible that Tomcat's a villain. Just because they know about Turing, but Turing doesn't know about them. So that's kind of... That seems like an indicator to me. Alright. It's an arcade cabinet. Mega Phobitor. Phobito. Only the most ghost-shootinest, ghoul-blastinest fun you'll have this side of the bay. Milk. You'll destroy much more than the ghosts with that. I would hope so. Not a good idea. The headphones' radiation could screw the logic board inside the cabinet, and if that happens, the unexplainable will transpire. Okay. Well. Oh my god, it's an actual game. Oh shit. Guys, it's a game in a game. Die! Lips! Oh, I have ammo? I get to show my crappy reflexes. Online! Kill it! Oh, I have health? Okay.
Hooray! You survived!
Okay, I got a score.
Those ghosts will think twice before messing with you again. Good
Thank you for
thing,
humouring me.
too.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that again. Arcade punk. This punk doesn't look too into what they're playing. Okay. Talk to Arcade Punk. Hey, have you checked out Mega Phobitor? Heard the machine was donated to Stardust recently, but it's been having problems since it got here. Okay. Hey, something doesn't seem right once you get to the boss, you know? Really? Do I need to get to the boss? Hey, there's a mesh-wide legend going around about Mega Phobitor that says if you reach the final screen, you'll carry what you've seen with you. ROMs acting weird, computers powered on by themselves, calls from no one. Spooky. Okay. Hey, buddy, need some hot tips? Well, see those crystal balls that pop up? Shoot them, they help you out. The Rod of Asclepius gives you life, the Dagger of Power gives you a zapper, some extra charge, and the Eye of the Sun blasts away all the enemies on the screen. Kaboom! The Morning Sun vanquishes the horrible night, right? Okay. Even still, they probably won't get off the machine no matter how long. Wait. Arcade Punk. Hey, you don't have to pay to play these. Cool. Nice club. Spoiled Milk. That would be a terrible power-up. You're not wrong. Hands off the joystick. Buzzer! Terrible. Look at Stanchion. This is the barrier between the arcade and the VIP section. Apparently being isolated far away from the bar, dance floor, and video games makes you important somehow. Yeah. I mean, that's how VIP sections typically work. Whether that's a good thing or not is, you know, I'm sure up for debate. Oh, leave. Leave! Wait, what? What? I had my drink with me? My drink!
Welcome to Stardust.
What do you mean I had to... Was it on the bar? Can I get another one? Where's my items? Okay, there's no drink there. I mean...
What are you having?
I'm gonna have a wolf bite shot.
So many drinks these days.
Drinctionary, the Open Alcoholopedia says...
Says lots.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, give it to me. Put it in my inventory.
All right, you got it.
Wolf bite shot served. Okay. Hey! A nice refreshing wolf bite shot. Look at wolf bite shot. 1 part absinthe, 1 part melon liqueur, 1 part lemon lime soda, 1 part pineapple juice, and a drizzle of grenadine. Ugh. I mean, the melon liqueur puts me off immediately. I'm not a fan of melon flavored stuff typically. Yeah, no. Absinthe's fine. Yeah, see, this just makes me want a Siberian deer job, which is my cocktail, the greatest cocktail ever made. I'm gonna drink it. That hit the spot. You drank your drink. Okay, and that's all that was required. Okay, cool. Cool. Map. Let's map it up. So there's Hayden's. Okay, so it doesn't just give me places to go willy-nilly. It steers me a little bit. I'm okay with that.
Halt, citizen. This area has been cordoned off by the Neo-SF Police Department
Oh.
as part of an ongoing investigation.
Shit.
I apologize for the inconvenience, but I am not authorized to allow anyone to enter this location.
I really like the eye of this roboid. I like the way it slides back and forth. Hopefully it'll do it again. Oh no! Oh no! Ooh! This is a really expressive robot. I like this ROM. This ROM look is super cool. Oh, Good Round Boy wants to know about the cocktail. Okay, let me try and think. The Siberian Deer Job. So it is, if I recall correctly, 2 shots whiskey, 2 shots vodka, 1 shot tequila, 1 shot of triple sec, a splash of Sprite. I think we used Sprite. A couple ice cubes, and I'm trying to remember all of it. Like I know what the last ingredient is, the best ingredient of the Siberian Deer Job. I think I'm trying to remember all the things in between, but I think that's right. 2 shots vodka, 1 shot tequila, 1 shot triple sec, splash of Sprite, ice cubes, and well, the final ingredient is a single slice of pickled jalapeno, which is a treat at the end, I can assure you. It is very much a sipping cocktail because it's just mostly booze with a tiny splash of other shit. It's the best. It is the best. Alright, it's my friend's place. Is everything okay?
I'm sorry, citizen, but I cannot give comment on any currently ongoing investigations. If you would like to leave your contact information with me, I can forward your inquiry to the detective in charge, who will get in touch with you as soon as it is feasible.
That could be... I mean, currently we're placing a distinction between the evil corporation and what could be an evil government, so I might give my
They may
dates
have
to the
questions
cops.
for you. Thank you in advance for your cooperation, citizen.
Oh dear. Having questions for me, I don't... Listen, I
That will
really
not
need to
be
get in there.
possible, citizen. The area must be preserved in pristine condition for the collection of evidence.
Alright, how can I
Only
port
authorized
sour milk?
Neo-SFPD personnel may enter.
Okay, so we need to forge...
I am required by law to inform you that I am set at Level 2 guard mode, and any effort to make unauthorized entry will be met with non-lethal force sufficient to incapacitate.
Okay, so the kneecaps.
I apologize,
Or the trachea.
but I must ask you to move along.
I can't cover you in milk?
Loitering around an active investigation area is prohibited by city statute, and I am authorized to issue the citation of a fine to any persons found to be doing so.
Good lord.
We should go ahead and get moving.
Why am I bringing me with... well, like, you're super useful, but you should not be with me when I'm doing this really dangerous shit. You are so obviously a point of contention.
Brat, I did not expect the police to get involved so quickly. The situation is already growing out of our control. I suppose we don't have to hide the fact of Hayden being missing anymore, but we do have to move faster. Do you have any ideas on how to get in there and grab that data cache?
Milk. Maybe we should just let the police take over. I have a contact inside the Neo SFPD? Huh. I'm glad that the game is frontlining this as opposed to putting me in a position where I try to get in, fail miserably, and then I'm supposedly meant to know. Or, you know, the game screws me over for not knowing something that, you know, not knowing something that I could not have possibly known. Also, Crafty Devious pointing out that Tomcat is they, them. Yes, so I picked that up from the bartender Majid, and I ran with it internally. I didn't think too much of it, because I was like, okay, noted, sort of tried to file that away. Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. The writing in this is very good. I didn't bring it up. I didn't crow about it because I also just wasn't sure. Like, I read it and then I was like, okay. And then I sort of internally was like, but is that true? And so, you know, I tried to tread carefully with my words. And, yeah. But yes, indeed. I have a contact.
Who would that be?
Yeah, who the fuck is that? Do I get to make it up?
I found no such connection when I compiled your personal history.
Ah, Lexi. She's kind of new to this jurisdiction, but she'll talk to me.
Give me a moment.
You creepy...
Oh, I see now. Detective Lexi Rivers. She used to date your sister. I must have missed that link in your history somehow.
Okay.
You have a very poor net presence.
AI butts.
It makes anticipating your needs more difficult.
Well, fuck you. Sorry, it's a bit creepy when you do that. Actually, I prefer it that way. I mean, this whole world is built around the interconnectedness of all devices. Like, this is the fucking internet of shit writ large. So, calling it creepy now is, calling for the horse long after it's bolted. So I'm going to say that I prefer it that way, because that makes me... it makes me feel like I'm playing a savvy character who's like, oh yes, I figured out the best way to not be predicted by ROMs.
Well, setting aside your unreasonable distaste for technology, I agree with your suggestion.
Wow. Okay, so I know which... I mean, you are literally technology, so I shouldn't be too surprised to find out what side of the bread you're buttered on, but you kicked your way into my life, investigating it thoroughly without asking me first. Yeah, it's creepy and I don't love it.
Her online profile suggests that she might be willing to work with us off the books, so to speak. A considerable boon, since I would prefer to maintain the clandestine nature of this investigation for now. Let us go
As we
and
talk
find
in front of
Miss
the
Rivers
cops.
to request assistance.
Alright. That would be Detective Rivers, Turing.
Oh, right. Should I refresh my protocols for handling titles around Detective Rivers?
Yes. That's definitely what I recommend if you want to keep all your teeth, yeah. I'm gonna go with the first one.
Done and done. We wouldn't want any social faux pas, would we?
No, and also Turing doesn't
Now
have any
lead
teeth.
the way.
Well, I mean, Turing might have like a tooth collection, but there's none around the face. Oh, that's nice. Got a little, just letting me know that Tomcat's there. the police station. All right, one moment. I'm just going to quickly lean over here and turn on a fan, as I am cooking here. I am absolutely cooking. I unplugged the fan. This must be thrilling radio / television. Sound of me dicking about the power board. There we go. Hang on, turn it down. Yeah. Oh, lovely. Exquisite. I apologise if that fan sounds a little rattly, but you can just sit in that. You can just deal with that. That's how it sounds, and I need the fan. Neo San Francisco Police Station for the Richmond District. It has all the charm of, well, any other old police department. All right, so we have dents, we have NSFPD ROM, crime status screen, and a desk, and a pile of forms. Okay. So there has been blessedly little item interaction yet in this game. This is not a fill your inventory with stupid bullshit game. This is a talk to people, navigate options, and go to different areas game, so far. I'm okay with that to the extent that dicking around with an inventory on a console seems like a real pain in the ass. So I'm glad it hasn't front-loaded that. It might become more like that later, but I think leading us into the world this way is, it's got more depth in its text options than it does anything else. Like, they have an insane amount of writing went into this game. Or at least it feels like an insane amount compared to other games because it iterates. You can go so deep on several options. It's notable. Look at dents. This station has seen better days. Are these holes from a shotgun? If they are, it's a weird shotgun, or a weird desk, or I just don't know enough about shotguns / desks in 2064. It's almost certainly true. Super spoiled milk. Filling the holes and dents with spoiled milk will not fix them. I wasn't trying to fix them. Use dents. The wall feels fragile. Maybe someone punched or kicked these dents in. That seems reasonable. I don't know the height of this desk, actually. It's hard to know. Crime status screen. It's a map showing police activity in Neo San Francisco. According to this, things are looking okay. These readings are pretty questionable. Yeah, they're using predictive policing. It's a map showing police activity in Neo San Francisco. Your ID card. The screen bloops, but it doesn't really do anything. The milk would just splatter and drip down the glass screen. Of course. I know that. That's why I wanted to use my milk. You sync up the headphones and the police scanner begins to broadcast in your ears. The police scanner? Holy shit, these headphones are powerful. Dispatch, we have a bunch of drunken rowdy teens down by the railway at Dolores Park requesting additional units. That's a lot of power to get from fucking headphones. Use crime screen. Matt has enough fingerprints as it is. Or not. You just added one more. Feel special? Yeah, I guess. This screen doesn't have a speech recognition module. Okay. I won't talk to it. Desk. Look at desk. This old-looking desk has a ton of paperwork on it. ID card. You can't get close enough to the computer, nor would you be granted access. You want to ruin the one decent thing in this entire rundown station? Yeah. Absolutely I do. Touch it. You technically already have a desk job. Yeah, okay, alright, I'll pay that. Look at pile of forms. Work is really piling up over there. Whose unfortunate job is it to organise all of that? They've sure got some fat stacks of legal documents. Okay. Super spoiled milk. You'd think that whoever has to deal with that stack of papers might thank you for doing that, but paperwork has a tendency to respond to attacks like a hydra. Whoever made this game, they have feelings about paper and the work placed thereon. Oh. Alright, let's talk to let's look at the ROM. An ED-64 police unit attends the front desk. Talk.
Welcome to the Neo San Francisco Richmond District Police Station, citizen.
Citizen AI Butts.
How may I be of assistance today?
Butts. I'm looking for Detective Lexi Rivers. Tell her it's AI Butts. Hey, didn't I just see you over at my friend's apartment? So is this meant to be a friendly jibe? Because surely surely I would know if it's a different droid. I literally am not sure.
I believe you are mistaken, citizen.
No, I'm just being
Perhaps
a douche.
you encountered another Parallax ED-64 law enforcement ROM.
I'm just being a dickhead.
In my limited experience, I have found that ROMs, much like humans, do not appreciate it when they are told they remind you of someone else.
Yeah, why would... Okay, so there are some legitimately shitty conversation options in this game. I'm going to stop selecting them. I'm going to start self-selecting for stuff that is... Yeah, I don't even know why I clicked that. I felt a bit unsure and I was like, oh, maybe... This is the problem with games offering you these myriad choices. Is that if some of them are vile, and they're listed, as if they all have equal weight and power and quality to them, when some of them are just horrid. They're real bad. And to be fair, it indicated to me to some degree, so I just need to be, more careful. But yeah, I'm used to just running around a game and just clicking everything and exploring every dialogue option. But some of these are making me feel shitty, so yeah, I'm going to stop that. I'm going to stop that.
Please give me a few moments to get in contact with Detective Rivers. Thank you for your patience. Unfortunately, Detective Rivers is out on assignment at the moment, but she has given me her authorization to send you her way.
Another location. Okay.
You can find her by the Carousel Building in Golden Gate Park, but I will caution you to exert care.
We are making strides.
She is working an investigation right now, and we are not responsible for your safety should you approach.
Holy shit, I love it.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
My friend's apartment is being cordoned off. Can you tell me why? Is there anything you can tell me that's newsworthy? No, thank you. Yeah, let's do the apartment.
Citizen, but I am not authorized to comment on ongoing investigations. I will pass your concerns on to the detective in charge. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Good Round Boy pointing out, it kind of feels like the game wants you to do that because that is how most games like this are meant to be played. Yeah, it's... Which is... Okay, so if there is a didactic element to this game... Well, not even didactic. I mean, it could be taken as didactic, but a sort of demonstrational element. So this is a game that is... it's presented us somebody with they/them pronouns. We've got, mention of a gay couple. I got the ability to choose my pronouns when I said my name early on in the game. I got to introduce myself, and that included choosing the pronouns. So there are elements to this game that are, demonstrating the well and true and actual diversity we have in this world in a completely normalized and positive light, right? So I say completely normalized. So we had that conversation with the cat lady at the bar, and now we've just made a fucking robot racism comment here at Police Bot. So it's this weird mix of, here's the progressive stuff that we're going to just let through completely because it should just be normalized and fine, and here's stuff that we are going to allow you to trip and fall into and look like a douche. And I wonder if it is a way to chastise in-game that kind of behaviour, which, if that's true, setting the player up to embody this person and then punish them a bit. Again, if it's that didactic thing, it's hard to say don't do that because these things need to be taught to some people. Some people just don't know and they need some instructional stuff. I don't know whether this is I don't know if that's the ideal way to do it. I literally don't know. I'm not saying that it isn't. I'm just saying I haven't thought about it enough. I've done zero research on this. I'm just sort of spitballing here. Yeah. I mean, it makes me feel super uncomfortable because I have the awareness to know that these are things that should not be said, right? I've said them because it's a game and these are selection options, and I keep touching that electric fence and getting shocks, and now I don't want to be shocked anymore. But I already had that twinge within me, right? Like I was already capable of those feelings. They were already set up, ready to go. For people who don't give a fuck, maybe they don't care that they would be chastised, right? Maybe that's the problem, or the concern with it being a didactic experience to those sort of people. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Good round, boy. I feel like when people are made to realise they sound like an ass, that tends to make them stop saying the thing. Yeah. I mean, it's that whole thing of negative reinforcement versus positive reinforcement, or the idea that you reward someone or punish someone. Which one is like? I don't think there is a hard and fast one is better than the other. I feel like one is one has more reliable effects, but I think that's the negative one, and that's obviously, well, not obviously. Yeah, it depends. Yeah. I'm just trying to puzzle out the player experience, right? Anyway, I'm going to push on. Newsworthy.
I am not authorized to comment on any ongoing investigations, but the protests outside Genus are a hot human interest topic. Perhaps you could look around there.
Protests outside Genus. Okay, so Genus is presumably where people get modded. This is the gene modding thing that was mentioned pretty recently. I think that's what's being talked about. Crafty Devious pointing out, try Mass Effect style deliberate roleplay, more selective than scattershot. Yeah, I think I have to. I mean, Mass Effect was pretty plain with that. It had it coded physically on the wheel in directions that were consistent or pretty consistent. I feel like there might have been a few that slipped through the cracks, but generally, it's like L.A. Noire as well, right? Like it's got those choices. Although L.A. Noire was its own kettle of disgusting fish when it came to fucking up those dialogue choices and making me feel like a prick. Yeah, I need to be more careful. The thing is as well, right, so I'm playing this on stream, so I'm not trying to embody a specific character, I'm trying to explore the game in all its avenues so that I can talk about it in an academic way. And realistically, that means that I should say the dickish things in this game, but I don't want to. And I literally don't know if it's a matter of exploring an entire dialogue tree without changing situations, or whether I'm making choices that have persistent effects. I mean, I went booga booga boo on a plant and the game said it would remember that. So yeah, okay. Based on that alone, and also I don't want to, I'm going to stop saying the dickish options in conversation. I'd already dodged a lot of them, because most of the time they're just really poorly written, and it's just people trying to be a prick for the sake of it. Like, I actually hate those dialogue options in most games, when there's just a clear, good one, and then a sort of apathetic / reasonable / assertive, maybe not as passive as the the super good one can be. And then the third one, you're just being a dick for no good reason. Typically, it's the dark side option, and it's just trash. Like, I don't get it.
Feel free to note the assistance of the Neo San Francisco Police Department in your article.
Did I say I was writing an
Is there
article?
anything else I can help you with?
Do they just know about me?
Have a good day, citizen.
Citizen AI butts. All right. Okay. Well, I feel like it's map time. Hang on. Before we map, let's save. Hang on. Before we save, let's map, because let's figure out where we're going. So, presumably we should go to the park. Oh, okay. So, we haven't been given the genus location, so there is only one place to go. And it's literally telling us where to go. Okay. Alright, well, let me save before we go. Let's go with Robo Racist. Do I have enough letters? What's the character limit? Okay, so it's Robo Racy. That'll have to do. All right. So, all right, continue. Map. Whew. Okay, so it's 8:40, so 20 more minutes or so. I will admit I'm starting to get a bit lightheaded. Energy is starting to run low. It's been a difficult week leading up to this, and the weekend was pretty bad in a lot of ways. Pretty bad. Today was good, but yeah, I'm starting to feel it. So I will investigate this a little bit, and then we'll hang on. So there's going to be another screen, isn't there? Go right. Okay, that's going to be SciFiAIguy stand owner, water pump, ROM, Lexi, Sharon Art Studio. Right, well, let's investigate this screen at least. So let's go through all the options. Look at tree.
Eucalyptus globulus, the Tasmanian blue gum.
Boo-hoo! You know a lot about plants, huh?
It's one of my favorite trees. The clean lines of the leaves and mottled patterns of the bark are interesting. Quite fun to paint, and it's a rather useful tree too.
Just botany. It's just botany for days.
The oil in its leaves can be used as a medical antiseptic or analgesic, boiled into tea, or used as flavoring in foods.
The arboreal fascination writer's had is palpable.
Even used as a fragrance for soaps.
Incredible.
Many of the trees in this park are excellent specimens of the species.
Well, I never.
It's one of the only topics I've permanently committed to my personal memory.
Thought you painted abstract art. Your personal memory? It's really interesting, but we have things to do. Well, I want to know about abstract art.
I do. However, I originally started by painting landscapes. My interest in the arts began through Bob Ross's work, and he focused on landscapes.
That's right. I remember Turing talking about creativity, and I remember making groaning noises and wiggling around a bit in my chair.
It wasn't until recently that I moved on to other forms of composition.
Bob Ross.
Yes, have you heard of him?
Is Bob Ross the
During my initial stages of mental
video,
growth,
like, he just
Hayden
paints
limited
and
my
his
media
films doing it,
access to
and then
mostly only
so friendly.
educational programs.
Yeah, educational programs, okay.
I had almost a century of public access television to review, and I stumbled upon Mr. Ross's excellent show, The Joy of Painting.
Yeah. It's that dude.
He used an easy-to-learn wet-on-wet oil painting technique, and I started to paint along with the episodes.
I feel like the writers
I
started to
also
paint
find
along with the
his
episodes.
philosophical views compelling. He often used anecdotal stories from his life to illustrate his opinions. I respect the man quite deeply. I've committed all 403 episodes of the series to my personal memory.
Your personal memory.
Ah, yes. I don't actually store most information on my local memory. It's actually rather limited, and I have to be a bit choosy about what I keep.
Okay, that's fair.
So most of the information I utilize, I just pull off the mesh net when needed. It's like relearning things over and over again. I'm sure you would find it tedious, but I enjoy making sure my reference tables are up to date in my spare clock cycles.
That's really interesting, conceptually. So, relearning, it's that is interesting. I guess, so this is where we start to get into the difference between how a computer knows things and how a person knows things, right? Yeah. Because, okay, so during operating like a computer, keeping stuff local and then everything else just pulling in and then utilizing as needed, that's sure, right? You know, I can either save a file, I can either save a photo to my phone, like a specific picture or meme, or every time I want to see it, I can just fucking Google it, right? I can try and bring it up fresh every time, or I can just keep a local copy, but I can't fit too many memes on my phone, because, you know, I've already saved a lot already, so some of them I'm choosy with and just search when I want to see, and some of them I have on hand, just in case I'm in, you know, airplane mode or whatever. Sure, but my phone doesn't understand memes. My phone hasn't learnt a thing about memes. It's just storing them. It just has them there, right? So it is patterned information within the phone that is, you know, when I open it, it is brought to bear. And in that opening, in that bringing it up, I think they're trying to sort of mirror that and what Turing is saying, you know, bringing things from the mesh net into their head as required, with the idea that we could just forget something and relearn it. But human learning is very different to that. I mean, we are not computers, right? The mechanistic metaphor is absolute trash garbage. We are particularly interesting meat, and the mechanist metaphor, the computer metaphor, is good in a lot of ways, but one of the ways that it lets us down is that it leads to conversations like this, where there's this idea that there is a part of your brain that knows what Russia is, and that part could be copied or removed or rewritten or something, right? And you might know what Russia is in the human way, but it's not in the computer way. It is not a discrete bit of information that is recognizable, or at least currently recognizable. I mean, they're doing a lot of really interesting and weird stuff with trying to, you know, interpret how the brain stores what it does store, but it is not storing in the sense of the way that we store physical objects in the world. It is a change in the pattern. The pattern is changed by us as embodied creatures having these experiences, these individual experiences with this information. And so the idea that Turing would just learn and relearn something, Google things, but still be a free-flowing conscious entity, it's yeah. And it might have a distinction between the two. It might actually know and say that. Well, let me see what happens
I
next.
mostly store things locally if they are of some critical importance to me, like information pertaining to personal memories or knowledge that would be helpful if I found myself disconnected from the net.
Mm-hmm. Eucalyptus trees make the cut.
As I said, I keep things pertaining to my personal memory.
Yeah, see, there it is. There it is. Personal memory. So, memory for a computer being just storage, just things that are in it. And they're not even in it. They're you know, they're encoded within it or what have you. And they can be removed, they can be put back, and, you know, from our perspective, it's as simple as, you know, a tin of tuna, either on or off your shelf. But we are the aggregation of our memories. We encounter the world, and that changes the pattern. And when we, in this moment now, think back, we are recalling things, but it's not like a computer recalls things. It is not a perfect system of information, or, you know, of object placement and recall. I feel like I'm trying to express myself. I hope I'm making sense here. Oh, Place of Old's heading off. Night, Place. Good night. I hope you feel better soon. Yeah.
It may seem insignificant, but without the information about Eucalyptus globulus, I'd lack critical details about my painting history and the local area, both of which I find important to my emotional development.
Wow, okay. So Turing's personality at present is based on what is locally stored and available. Okay.
Sometimes it can be a bit difficult to know what's important and what isn't, but I fear losing parts of myself. So, Eucalyptus globulus stays.
That's so interesting. I mean, if we ever did, you know, create, accidentally or intentionally, something approximating a machine consciousness, it does make you wonder how much of these distinctions, these human distinctions, would be different in a literal other species entity, in a mind that is so different from ours, right? Because I mean, I'm talking from what we have deduced, you know, through induction or what have you, about the human mind. And all of these characters are typically written from the perspective of, well, what if a human was like this, right? It's rare to find the text that engages with how truly alien another created mind would be. And I mean, sometimes I feel like we flirt with concepts that are on the line, that are close, at least for me, at least from my perspective. It's still all just human bullshit, it always will be, but, you know, we're trying to imagine stuff here, and on the fringes of human bullshit, you know, we might be able to, it might be like a lens through which we see something in the distance. Yeah, fascinating.
Of course I'm cute. The basic ROM form factor is designed to place us firmly outside of the uncanny valley.
Oh, the uncanny valley is not scientifically proven thing. Blah! One of my many bugbears.
I can't
all
imagine
bugbears.
adoption rates for the technology would have been very high otherwise.
Thank you for the information, Turing.
Of course. Enough about the happy little trees. You'll have to excuse me for chattering on like that.
It's fine.
We'll
I
have
chatted
plenty
on
of time
just
to
as much.
discuss things once
Almost
we
certainly
found
more.
Hayden.
Okay, I'm gonna save. In case I haven't brought it up before... Oh, interesting. Combi2K, I was reading the other day that we don't recall events, we recall the last time we recalled the event. Yeah, yeah, I believe that. Yeah. I read this book recently, pulling a whole lot of research stuff from it. It was called This Idea Must Die. So it's one of the Edge question sort of compilation books. So, you know, each page or couple pages is a single article written by a prominent scholar in their field. And this particular book, because they're based on various questions, various concepts, but this one was This Idea Must Die, which scientific ideas are blocking human progress. And so they got into the brain and they covered a handful of stuff. But yeah, memory was part of that. And I feel like something like that was said in there. I can't remember terribly well. Ha ha ha. Yeah, the uncanny valley. So I don't want to stomp on the concept of the uncanny completely, because there is enough, you know, strong human anecdotal evidence there that things can be uncanny, things can feel off and wrong and not right, and I mean this is where we get abject and the abjection as well. Things that exist in those liminal spaces that are hard to categorize, and they feel sort of invasive and strange, but there's also this sort of sick allure to them as well. Uncanny Valley, how it's been theorized, largely falls within that space. The problem is that the Uncanny Valley, as it is typified, as the trope, and as a trope that engineers have taken on wholesale and pissed a lot of money away into, they've got this graph, right? They've got this magical graph where it shoots up, you know, towards people thinking that thing is great. The closer you know, a machine visually, the closer it gets to looking like a person, the more we like it, and then right before it gets to true verisimilitude, it dips into what's known as the valley, into creepy, disgusting, weird, and then goes straight back up to perfect verisimilitude, because it would be perfect and you wouldn't know. And I don't doubt that there's some truth to it, but the graph was the hypothesis. The fact that it's a graph is egregious. It's a drawing. It's not graphing data. It's not a graphical representation of data, and thus it is not a graph. It is just a drawing. It's what Mori, M-O-R-I, don't remember the year, that's what he thought was the case. And there's some truth to it conceptually, but people like, what's his name? The dude responsible for the Android head of Philip K. Dick, and also, there was that robot that was made a citizen of Saudi Arabia or something, late last year. That was in the news. What was her name? It was like Sophie or Sophia or something. Caused a huge furor, unsurprisingly. Yeah, I mean, the facial structure and the way that the skin moved and everything, and that was definitely his work. But he has looked into the concept of the Uncanny Valley a lot because you know, it's taken to be gospel when it's not, and B, he wants to see what is uncanny and what isn't. He's actually done some level of testing. And I think his discoveries, in a preliminary way, have shown that you can be acclimatized to something that you might initially find uncanny. So it's got less to do with what it looks like and more to do with your exposure to that kind of look and that sort of concept. Which is to say, there might be creations in 50 years, 100 years, that we right now would find absolutely terrifying, but generations to come will find completely normal. It's not about an elemental human response. Surprise, surprise. It's not some hardline objective thing in reality or in humans. It's actually much more subtle and strange. Shock fucking horror. I'm going to save again. I'm just going to save over Robo Racy. Oh. Post tree. Can I fit that in? Is it going to be too much? Hey, post tree. Saved it. Alright. Sweet. Oh, good round boy. My PTSD therapist says that human memory forms in a couple ways. Normal memories are fuzzy and uncertain, but memories of trauma or built around traumatic events will be recalled in the same way every time. There isn't any variance in how someone recalls a traumatic memory, because that's how people remember trauma. I don't know, sorry, I forgot a lot of this. Haha. Oh, no. That's so the somatic marker hypothesis. I would recommend Googling that. That is the work of what's his name? He wrote Descartes' Error. Antonio Damasio, a neuroscientist. He's written several books, and yeah, I believe he's the one who came up with the somatic marker hypothesis, which is about how. Yeah, Google it. If I'm remembering it correctly, it's tied in with that, but it's to do with how spikes of emotion, things that we encounter in the world that spike our emotions, are obviously, they are more memorable, right? And this is why traumatic events sort of stick, because it's a huge spike in emotion. But this is how we build what we consider to be our intuitions, is through positive and negative experiences, and a lot of thinking that goes on under the hood that we are unaware of. Yeah. Crafty Devious, it makes sense the brain has different recording patterns depending on context and urgency. I retract my generalizations, don't apply it all kinds of memory. Yep. Fair and reasonable. Combi2K, if anyone denies the Uncanny Valley, just show them Polar Express. Oh, well, that is an anecdotal example of... See, that's not proving the Uncanny Valley, that's proving the uncanny. Those are two different things. The uncanny is a descriptor of a human phenomenon. The Uncanny Valley is a picture somebody drew that doesn't have the scientific basis that the drawing would have you believe, and the community that is built up around the drawing would have you believe. That's the distinction. Yep, crafty devious. I guess the proof of something uncanny does not prove the valley thereof. Exactly. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that things aren't uncanny. There are things that fucking creep us out for sure, but yeah, being codified in that way is incorrect. But that's the thing about human knowledge, is we pass this shit around, we pass it from person to person, and yeah, we build our world out of these novel little constructions, and some of them are completely bogus, and yeah, that's just how that is. And we should fight the bad ones, and there are certainly more important things to fight than the Uncanny Valley. So it's my bugbear, but it's mine. It's something that pisses me off, but that's, I'm not going to build a career around it, at least not intentionally. Anyway, that's enough. It's 8:59. We've played a good chunk of game, I feel like, and I did a decent amount of rambling that seemed to be, to a point. Yeah, yeah. So what I need to remember about this session, what I need to jot down, is that Turing treats memory as just a fungible asset, or as just something that can be hot swapped. But they know that local memory maintains who they are, has a persistent effect on their personality. That is interesting. I don't think I've had an AI text tell me that before. So that's cool. I like that. All right, guys. We're done. I hope you all have a marvelous week.